Hello everyone. So this is a bit of a kind of a vlog type of video about some uh, changes that I'm planning to do in this small fish room that I have. I'm calling it a Harry Potter fish room because it's under the staircase. You can see staircase going down this way. So this is all the space I have to keep all my tanks except my display tank. And you probably remember this mini fish room from my previous videos about this fish room, and you would probably also notice quite a few changes happening here. So the tank in here is gone, the tank in here is gone as well. There is a top here, but yes, I'll show you where these tanks are. I basically already emptied them, and they are standing in here. So there's like 3 tanks in here, and one larger tank down there. So the reason why I want to change the layout of this fish room, and I want to make some other structural changes in there, because I want to add a different type of stands. So this kind of stands. These are not obviously aquarium stands, but these are sort of organizer stands made of metal, supposedly much more reliable and solid than the stands which I have been using. Basically this is not a stand, this is a bar table, bar side table, which I have been using quite successfully for a number of years for my fish tanks, and it's 120 centimeters long, so I usually used to have like 120 centimeter tank on top of it, or a couple of tanks, but I've never had tanks on the lower level of this table, and it's actually probably not designed to hold so much weight. And I've certainly added some pieces of timber in here to provide some extra support, so sort of strengthen and yeah, add some extra layers of balance for this table. But I don't know how effectively they have worked, so I have removed one of the tanks in here. Over here I have some pencil fish fry. So these are mostly wild caught F1 Nanostomus beckfordi. There's no chance to see them because there's probably 20 or 30 of them of different ages, and they used to be in the tank that was in here. So I removed all the adults into our main display tank, which is doing quite good actually. I will make a separate video about it, sort of an update, but right now there's lots of sun outside, so there is lots of reflection, and there's no chance to see what's happening in here. I will be making a separate video about this setup, but overall everything is going great in there. So that's why I've decided to proceed with these changes in the fish room. And yeah, so one of the reasons why I wanted to change the layout is to replace this stand with 2 of those stands, which are supposed to be more reliable and actually look also probably a bit better. Yeah, you can see here is my breeding colony of L333 King Tiger Plecos. Lots of fry in there actually, different ages. I'm trying to catch some of them because they swim all over the place. I have no lights on this tank at the moment, but there's probably 30 juveniles of different ages in here, and this is a male most likely sitting on eggs. They usually wave their tails like this when they have either eggs or regulars. There's, I think, another male somewhere here that's also on eggs. Hard to see them. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely. I don't want to disturb this colony, because once they start breeding and once they get used to this layout, to this setup, they may not get back to their breeding routine easily after I change this kind of a layout of caves and rocks and so on. But it just needs to be done. The other reason why I want to remove everything from this fish room and replace is to change these floors. Well, basically these are old floors, and in some places they have started to pop up. So basically that's not even a wood, that's kind of imitation of wood. It's sort of a plastic type of thing that comes up, probably because of weight and because of humidity. So I want to replace them with sort of a tiles that stick to the floor and designed for kitchen or bathroom, so they will be kind of a more durable to all this pouring water and extra humidity. Well, and the third reason, you all probably remember this tank with the jungle of Brazilian pennywort. I've actually trimmed it down a while ago, and the tank is still doing great. There's tons of Corydoras duplicareus breeding in here, and yeah, certainly I need to remove some of those Corydoras duplicareus in here because there are way too many of them, but in order to catch some juveniles, I'll have to probably remove a lot of the plants and probably some of the decorations. But the problem in here is that this tank basically blocks my access to that area over there. And there is quite a bit of space in there which I used as a storage space, but now I have no access to any of the things that are behind this tank, which are all sort of plastic boxes and some bags with lava rock and things that I actually need right now, but I have no access to them. And you can see all these things. This is mold. It's happening because of extra humidity and because I have no access in there to actually wipe it up. So I want to handle this situation. So in order to remove this mold and to address this problem, I'll have to remove this tank as well. I'll probably put it on something else. Right now it's on a sort of a kind of a improvised stand made up of a chair, an old chair, metal chair. Of course it's very sturdy, but well, it occupies a bit too much space, and underneath also lots of space which could be used to place another tank. So basically instead of 5 fish tanks here, I'm planning to stick in here 7 fish tanks. We'll see how it's going to work, but hopefully it is going to work. Also, you can see here I've used this sort of panels, the imitation of wood, but they're made of styrofoam, and they were advertised as something that can be used for insulation, and because it's styrofoam I think they should be okay for insulation. And I want to insulate this wall because this is a wall behind, there is a elevator shaft behind this wall, so it's quite cold and quite a lot of cold comes from this wall. And I've sort of started doing it when I set up this fish room, but then for whatever reason, as far as I remember, lack of time, I didn't finish it, and it kind of looks like this. So I want to remove this shelf, replace it with a smaller shelf, finish insulating this wall, also remove this ugly bulb and replace it with an LED bulb, LED lamp. I don't use this actually, but it just doesn't look very nice. So these are the plans for this fish room renovation, and I would also say expansion, because my goal is to add more tanks into this extremely limited and cramped space. So I hope you'll stay with me on this journey, and maybe all of us can learn a bit about how to use a relatively small space to add as many tanks as you can, and to use this space as much effectively as we can for our fish keeping purposes, because I guess a lot of us are also short of space, and we have to think how to utilize every single feet of the place that we have to keep our fish and our fish tanks. So there will be a few videos in this series of how I tackle this whole situation. So the next thing for me will be to move this whole colony into a plastic container, well, large plastic container for the time being, then move the stand with this fish tank on outside of the fish room into our living room, and then start all the renovations, and finally remove this stand and replace all of this with new stands, and put all of these tanks on new stands, and yeah, obviously move all of this fish back into those fish tanks. So yeah, there will be quite a lot of work, and I will be filming this mostly as this sort of a vlog type of video. So yeah, certainly leave your comments whether you like this type of videos, and whether this is something you'd like to see, or you'd rather watch me talking about beautiful fish tanks and about fish themselves, rather than watching all this sort of home renovation videos. So right, so I'll see you in further videos, and don't forget to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.